close to getting out of college, I started watching this show, Sharkmen, and I desperately wanted to be on the research boat, the O-Search, doing research on. I guess they do research on a lot of oceanic fish, mammals, whatever. But they do focus on great white sharks and tiger sharks, and everybody that knows me knows my passion is sharks. I love sharks. I love studying sharks and learning about them.
So is Jaws one of your favorite movies?
Jaws is not one of my favorite movies.
Jaws has one of my favorite scenes in it, and of course it's the most famous.
Sharkman is one of my favorite shows.
Oh wow.
There's two versions of it. One was actually called Sharkman. I forget what the other one is called. I think one of them's on Amazon Prime.
But Sharknado's definitely not one of your favorite movies. Okay. Yeah.
I don't like any of the shark movies. I think when you know the shark's fake, and it's not really.
Yeah.
Sharks don't really behave that way, number one. Like, yes, I know it's loosely based on something that happened in like the 1920s or something in New Jersey or Cape Cod or something like that, but it's not accurate enough for me to like it. The Meg, I've watched The Meg, not nowhere near
I saw
reality.
The Meg, and I do not remember the movie at all. I remember Deep Blue Sea, but I can't remember.
There's Deep Blue Sea. There's another movie about a girl.
Soul Surfer. Where she gets her arm bitten off?
Nah, she's like stranded on like a
47 meters down.
Nah, she's stranded on like a rock. And
well, what's going on, bro?
it's the dude that plays Ryan Reynolds' wife is in it, Blake Lively, I think. But she's like stranded on a rock and the shark just is circling and she can't get back to shore. People come out and they try to come out and rescue her. The shark tears them up and yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I mean, it's not bad, but most shark movies aren't. Okay, so Steve said a few good men got nominated for a bunch of Oscars, but they didn't win any.
Oh wow! Hey, Will, real quick, I think you missed us talking about the new Public Enemy song. It's called "State of the Union." DJ Premier did the beat. Did you hear it? What did you think? I'm sorry.
No, that's good. So, yeah, not a fan of shark movies, but Sharkmen is a great show if you ever watch Sharkmen. And one of the reasons I wanted to do it, and I actually said this to Kellen in my initial Amazon interview when I first got interviewed for Amazon. Kellen asked me, he said, what would you be doing if you weren't working for Amazon right now? Or if we, what would you rather be doing than working for Amazon? And that was my answer. And I think that's why I got the job, because it kind of impressed him that I sat there and got like super passionate about like the research on the shark. Like, and I told him this, I remember telling him this exact thing. I've never seen anybody or a group of people that got excited the way these guys get excited. Not when they catch the shark, not when they release the shark, but the entire time. From the moment they see a fin in the water, these dudes start cheering like they literally won the Super Bowl. Like it's that, like
it means that much.
To them that they see the shark, and then the whole process they're dead ass serious because you can kill the shark and all that. Because what they do is they hand catch them on the boat. They have a rope, big ass hook. They hand catch this great white sharks. They attach buoys so the shark is up. So because fish will go down. Oh yeah, that's a good one too, Steve. So they attach these buoys to make sure the shark is up, and then the boat has it's a cradle, so it goes out and then down. So the cradle is like this. So they hand pull this shark, and the one dude jumps into the cradle and literally guides this 14, 15, 17, 18 foot great white shark into this cradle that's in the water. And then they lift the shark out of the water. And then they just get to work. Somebody's got to remove the hook. Somebody's got to put a hose that feeds water into the gills.
Okay.
Obviously keep it alive.
Yeah.
One person's job is throw the towel over the shark's eyes so it doesn't go crazy. One person is to get a tail rope on him so hold the tail in place, and then the scientists come in. They get DNA samples, sperm samples. They attach 2 separate
And the
tags.
shark is awake the whole time?
Yeah, they attach 2 separate tags. They drill a 6-year tag into the dorsal fin, which is the scary one that comes out of the water.
Okay.
And then they attach a 6-month tag to them on the side that will fall off and just bob at the top of the water. And then obviously you can just
They go
use
back
GPS
in.
and find it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, everybody has a job, and then it's like somebody's job is to keep time. Boom, they try to get the shark. They gotta get everything retaken out. The tube, boom, go back in the water, and the dude that jumped in the water
Got it
grabs the
back
shark, starts moving it around. So this is a 17, 18 foot
You
great
gotta
white
love
shark,
your job. You have to love your
and
job.
they guide it and get underwater, push the tail, and then these dudes cheered like they won the goddamn Super Bowl when the shark starts swimming away. I've never seen people so happy about doing their job. And I was just like, man, I would love
Question.
to do that.
Have they ever accidentally killed a shark?
There was one death,
Okay.
and they got shut down for a little while.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. One shark went off the lift, even though it was in the water, and just sank straight down. And those dudes were devastated. They were broken heart. Like,
Right.
they were more devastated than anything. So they had to figure out, like, was the shark already sick when they you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it could have been near death or whatever. If the shark is sick and you pull it out of water for that long, yeah, you increase the odds. But ultimately, the research outweighs the risk. And they've learned so much about how sharks, their feeding patterns because of the trackers, where they go to spawn, where they go to feed, and all that stuff. So it's just interesting to me. I love it.
It sounds interesting. You know, just information. Period to me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Is
And if you're somebody that goes to, I don't go to the beach, but if you're somebody that does go to the beach, it's kind of important information to know that, hey, sharks at this time of year generally go up the coast to give birth. And then a couple months later, they're coming right back down because they want to go down into Guadalupe, Mexico in warmer water. But sharks are like anything else. They need fuel. So they eat while they go. So if your ass is in the water while they're in the water, so it's good to know these feeding patterns. And if you go to osearch.com, I believe there is a tracker. It shows all the sharks that they've
tracked.
They've tagged, so you can see where all these sharks are at any given time.
Where are they operating out of mostly?
They go all over. They've
Okay.
been to the Farallon Islands, Guadalupe, Mexico a lot. Just around that Gulf. The Farallon Islands, I think, are off the coast of California.
Okay.
In between Alaska. I don't think they've been to the South Africa ones that they show on during Shark Week, where the sharks are jumping out of the water and all that stuff.
It's funny you mentioned Alaska. If I ever learn how to hunt real good, I mean, other than just deer and stuff, I would like to go to Alaska and try hunting one time. Now, I'm not saying I want to necessarily go hunt bears, but I want to at least be equipped because there's a lot of bears there. But, you know, I don't know if you ever watched that show, Life Below Zero. Oh, man. Yeah, I love that show. It's basically like 7 different people. I think like 2 couples are on there who live in Alaska. One guy is the way he makes his money is by like he'll kill foxes and take the fur off or whatever. I forget what they call it exactly.
Mandy said her dad did that in Alaska.
Oh, nice. He'll take the fur off, go into town, and sell the stuff because they live like in Alaska.
Right, yeah,
That's
off
like,
the land,
exactly.
where they have to trade
And
for yeah.
I think one guy doesn't have electricity or anything. There was this older couple, that had this fish boat where it was this thing would go in a circle and they would catch all these. They called them king salmon,
Oh,
They
yeah.
would catch all these king salmons, and I mean, they went. I didn't know that when you caught the fish, you had to hang the fish up to dry it out. I had no idea about that. They literally, everybody. There was a lady who was actually Alaskan on there, and the guy was a white guy married to her. And he was-
Inuits aren't Alaskans Inuits?
I think so. He was like, she's allowed to do certain stuff that I'm not to because she's a native. You know what I mean?
I would love to try like seal.
Yeah, she was.
If it's good enough for sharks, man, that's good
Yeah,
enough for me.
they use a seal blubber for something too. I forget what it is exactly. I don't know if it runs as fuel or something like that. But you know, it's just to me, it's a very interesting show. If you've never seen it, it's on Netflix. The lady on there, her name's Sue. Man, she's tough. Man, she got attacked by a bear in the beginning of the show, and she's just healing up. And she goes out and she kills the bear. And the funniest thing about it, she shoots the bear in the ass the first time. The bear jumps. Now, it might have been my imagination because I only seen the part one time, but it looked like the bear actually grabbed his behind. And then
So
he came
is it
down
like
and
the Great Outdoors? You ever see Great Outdoors where John Candy
it's been
shoots?
so many years, man.
You don't remember the part he shot the bear in the ass and the bear, all the bear's fur went away and all you saw was a bear ass running away?
Nah. I don't
Yeah.
remember that. But, you know, she hit it a second time and it went down. And I remember she walked over to the bear and, you know, these people seem to be somewhat like spiritual to the woods and animals. And she hit the bear. She was like, "Thank you for supplying me with a warm coat or whatever." But she never jabbed the bear.
Mm-hmm.
She went over
And put her hand on it.
No, sir. I'm jabbing that bear. I'm actually shooting the bear again before.
But they're going to use every part of it, so
That's true.
you know you don't want to damage stuff that you're going to use.
I hear you, but you also don't want to get damaged. You know.
Well, maybe old Sue just knew she put the bear down.
Maybe she did. But after getting attacked by a bear, you think she would be, you know,
No.
extra cautious?
I mean, I've been attacked by dogs. I don't care.
A dog and a bear is two very,
A bite
very
is a
different
bite.
things. I tell you what, I bet you a bear bite. I would bet you, there's no way we can find out, but I bet you a bear bite hurts a lot worse than a dog.
I'm sure. I mean, it's still pain regardless.
Yeah, you're absolutely
And
correct.
the bear, the thing you worry about with a bear is their claws. Hell with the bite, it's their claws.
Yeah, the claw. I mean, and that's the
Bear
thing.
will rip your whole face off with a claw.
And their hands are huge, like ridiculous.
What's funny is I was watching Dual Survival. Remember, you like Dual Survival?
Yes, love
So
that.
Joe and Matt, they were in Allegheny, Pennsylvania, and they were saying, "Man, there's 6 foot, 350-pound bears out here." And I was like, "Hold the fuck up! I'm 6'3" and 350 pounds." I was like, "What the hell?"
But I heard in Pennsylvania that like a lot of bear hunting happens there, and not even that far off. I heard you can go off the Blue Route and actually find bears up there.
Allegheny County is not far from us.
Yeah,
It is not far from us. That's why you get bears like.
down here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You know, for those who don't know, I don't want to say it's a passion of mine. I would say more the passion is firearms.
I think it's an
period.
experience
But
for
yeah,
you.
I wanna-
It would be a good experience for you to go hunting.
I want to learn how to hunt from small game to the biggest thing I can hunt without putting myself in too much
Look,
danger.
man, you hunt it, I'll cook it.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
If you kill a bear, just make sure you bring it because that bad boy going on the smoker.
But here's the problem though. I don't know how to do the slaughter, the butchering yet.
Get somebody to do it.
Yeah, they actually, for those who don't know, they actually have places where you can pay about $75-$80 and they will butcher the deer for you. And I think they keep it in the freezer until you're ready to take it on
Yeah.
or what have you. So,
Yeah.
but I kind of went off a little bit. I don't want you to forget what you were going to say. After.
Oh, so yeah, the other topic I was going. So you brought up crushes, teacher crushes. So I wanted to see if everybody that's watching either YouTube or Facebook Live can remember what teacher they had a crush on, what grade it was. So was Miss Kent your only teacher crush?
Yes, Miss Kent was my only. Okay, let me put it this way: she was the only. I don't want to say serious because that makes it sound more than what it is, but the first one where I was fully aware of what I liked, what I was attracted to. You understand what I'm saying? Now, something else just came to mind real quick when we brought up teachers that I want to say. Anybody who's watching live on YouTube, if anybody knows a Miss Page from Stanton Middle School and know if she's alive or know where she's at. I know a couple years ago I tried to find her, and they had an actual Stanton Facebook page,
Right.
and she wasn't part of it, and nobody knew where she was. Miss Page was my absolute favorite teacher. One of the kindest people I ever met, or what have you. If anybody knows where Miss Page is, that was a teacher at Stanton Middle School. I forget what year it would have been, but it's Paige. If anybody knows where she is, I would greatly appreciate it if you left it in the comments or left me. I think Lori, did you know Miss Page from Stanton? I'm not even sure if you went to Stanton. I thought we talked and you did go to Stanton. But anyway, yeah, Miss Page. I'm sorry. So
No.
the
So,
teacher crush.
yeah. So mine was Ellie, Ellie, Gear, Gehr. Ellie Gear, Bancroft. And so I got put in.
Yeah, I never went to Bancroft.
I got put in a class in 5th grade that you didn't go anywhere. Like you just stayed in the same class. The room was kind of split.
Thank you, Lori.
And there were 2 teachers in the room. Mr. Lee, who was a black guy, and then Miss Gear, who was like this really short, but like really pretty and really nice and sweet. Miss Gear, yeah.
Yeah, Lori, ask her, but by the time Melissa went there, Miss Page was probably gone. I might be wrong about that.
But I remember Miss Gear used to. All right, later, Wes. Thanks, man. I remember Miss Gear. I had a parent-teacher conference, and for those of y'all who don't know, I was young, so I skipped a couple grades. Skipped kindergarten first, so I was like way younger than everybody else. I think I was like 8 years old when I was in 5th grade, which is supposed to be like 10 or something like that. So I remember we had the flip-up desks, and I used to have my desk like slightly flipped up, and I would read books all day long. Like all I would do, I just would bring books from home, and I would read books like those. I don't know if you ever read Tales of the 4th Grade Nothing and Fudge and Super Fudge. And,
Fudge and Super Fudge. I know about that.
You Can't Do This at McDonald Hall. I had You Can't Do This at McDonald Hall. Yeah, so I would the Judy Blume books, basically like Blubber, How to Eat Fried Worms,
How to Eat Fried Worms. My goodness.
Freckle Juice. Like
Freckle Juice.
I had
about that.
all these books, and all I would do was sit and read in class. And Miss Gear would like get so mad at me, and then the parent-teacher conference. I remember this was my first. This is maybe why she was like, Miss Henry, I get mad. I get so mad at this boy because he's not paying attention. I know he can do the work, but he just I can't get him to like pay attention to focus. She was like, but then I'm yelling at him, and then he just smiles at me, and I can't help but just I'm not even mad anymore. And I was like, really? That works?
That's all I'm gonna do. Right.
So, yeah, which is funny because people always ask me to smile now, which is, I'm like, for what? And I used to get pissed at Dave Bright at Amazon because he would tell me to smile.
Yo, first of all, Dave Bright, I thought he was kind of strange when I first started working there. I love Dave Bright.
He's the best manager probably ever.
Love Dave Bright.
We went to Caravel together, man.
No, but I did know he went to Caravel.
Yeah, he was the year behind me at Caravel.
I had a conversation. I used to drive a bus for them, and that's when he told me he went to Caravel. Just a real down-to-earth guy, man. You know, I haven't seen him post anything on Facebook in a while.
He's not on Facebook. His wife is.
He was on Facebook. Danny Bright? That's his wife?
That's his wife, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a nickname or something. Wow.
That's his wife.
Okay. But I think she friended me, so I thought I thought it was him.
Probably just had like mutual friends, and she was like, "Oh."
Well, Danny, your husband's a good dude.
One of the best dudes ever, man. But he used to make me so mad when I was a PA because he would be like, he's like, man, I gotta come in. And when I'm not here, I'm getting calls. I gotta tame the lion, and I feel like every time I gotta come here, I got a chair and a whip. Like, calm your ass down. He's like, man, why don't you just smile more? And I was like, what? Are you really telling me to fucking smile? Like, I'm not smiling. Like, well, you just walk around, you see people, everybody, and I use it to this day as a coaching thing. with the people I coach now. I'm like, it's not your intention, it's people's perception. Your intention doesn't matter. You very well might not intend to be intimidating or angry looking or mean, but it's your audience that you. And if you want to get ahead, if you want to get promoted, if you want to get this or that, you have to change your audience's perception, which made sense to me. And I didn't smile more, but I tried not to have resting big guy face all the time. And in the pick mods it sucks because I'm so big. You're on the second or third floor and it's wood, and you can hear me coming from boom, 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 like because it's wood, so you just hear the steps. Yeah. And I don't know, it just sucked, but but it worked out for me. I got promoted out of there. So
I'd like to step back a little bit to something you said, because you caught me off guard when you mentioned the lift up desk. Remember kind of going through school, because we were close. And how the desk started changing. You no longer had a space under the desk to put your books. It was just the top. You don't remember that?
So first, when you're in elementary, I remember having this big desk that had the space underneath, and you scoot your chair in. But I also remember the desks that the desk and the chair were attached to each other.
That's when I went to AI middle. I think that was the first desk I had.
I hated those because I'm left-handed, and they're not built for left-handed people. So it's horrible for left-handed people.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Oh. Yes, she had all the animals, Lori. Yeah, Melissa went to school with Miss Page. I hope she doesn't pass away. I remember I saw her at Dry Goods. For those
Dry Goods on
Kirkwood Highway. It became the Value City later on. I saw her at Dry Goods, and I was so happy to see her. I remember my mom was kind of shocked that I was so happy to see her. And Miss Page had introduced herself to my mom and told her how good of a student I was, which, if she was talking academically at the time, I was a terrible student. But I liked her so much. I had some kind of connection with her.
A good student to her probably is somebody that's not in the class, like interrupting the learning of everybody else.
Miss Page was a sweet person. I thought the animal thing was weird. I mean, she had guinea pigs, gerbils. She had, what's the other one that's like a gerbil but smaller and cute? Hamsters. Snakes.
Well,
iguana. She had a gecko.
Gerbils are smaller than hamsters. Hamsters are a little big.
Yeah, the gerbils though, I remember the hamster wouldn't be prone to biting you. They said the gerbil
hamsters
would
bite. Trust me.
Really? Oh.
The kids had hamsters.
Okay.
We had one called Candace who would bite the shit out of us all the time.
I couldn't stand looking
Candace
at the
was
guinea
mean as
pigs.
hell.
I still don't like looking at guinea pigs. They're weird looking animals to me.
You know what they're called in Spanish?
What?
Cuy.
Cuy.
They eat them in Guatemala. I would eat a guinea pig.
A friend of mine had a guinea pig, and he told me about it, and I said, you know what, I almost don't want to hang out with you no more.
I heard guinea pigs are dirty, rabbits are dirty, all that.
I heard rabbits are good for you. I heard it's like some lean meat.
I've grilled rabbit before.
Oh, I've never had rabbit before.
Oh.
I've had alligator, I've had bison, deer.
I will make some rabbit.
Elk, which elk is not good to me for some reason, but I love deer.
Elk, deer. Actually, we'll talk about that in a second. But
man, I hope Miss Page didn't die, man.
I've done the same. I've looked for Miss Gear. So the thing about Miss Gear though, Miss Gear was not married when she was my teacher. She was young. She was probably like a new teacher. So Miss Gear's name is probably changed if she got married. So it's almost impossible to find her.
But thinking about it, Miss Page might have been 40 or 50 when I went to school.
Oh, I know my fourth grade teacher, Miss Mayfield. She had to pass away because she was ancient. Like,
but there's still
60,
teachers
70.
alive from, you know what I mean?
But you got to remember, there's a lot of people that, like my ex-wife, for example. She started teaching damn near, had to be 20 years ago.
Right. And, yeah.
So our teachers were 40 and 50 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, they started 40 and 50 years ago. because they're just older. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just.
Well,
Shit, my third grade teacher was Keisha Knight Pulliam from the Cosby Show's aunt.
oh, okay.
Miss Pulliam at McVeigh Elementary School. Mean as shit.
Oh, I had a second grade teacher I was scared to death. I think I was going to Shortledge, if I'm not mistaken. She took us in the hall one
She said
time.
2011.
Yeah. She took us. Do you know how old she was, Lori?
Cheyenne.
She took us in the hallway and said, "We're going to play cat and mouse, and you know what happens when the cat catches a mouse." The way she said it was so sinister. I went like this. I don't think I ever acted up. That's when you still had the bathrooms in the classroom. Remember that? That was a very awkward thing. Like, I understand they were trying to keep the kids from out the hallway, but I hope they don't do that anymore.
We had a
She was
teacher-
only 67. Wow.
We had a teacher at Bancroft, the art teacher. His hands were like this. His name was Mr. Wells. I don't remember his whole name. Old black dude. He had to been in his 60s. Old black dude.
No. I'm sorry.
Mr. Wells.
Yeah.
You know how you're sitting at your desk and you're like, start playing with your pencil? And he said, "Boy, if you roll that pencil, I'm going to roll your head." And I was like, oh shit. And he said something like he taught my dad when my dad was at like way back. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Wow.
This dude, he said, I remember this. If anybody went to Bancroft way back in the day and had Mr. Wells, you'll remember. He used to say, "Boy, if you don't stop, I'm going to throw you out the window. Body first, head second, feet last." Mm-hmm. Like, he was like an old, grouchy ass, mean ass,
Hey, Quasi, what's going on, bro?
like it's Fred Sanford funny now, but back then I was like, what the? I was like, man, dude, you can't even hold a pencil no more. But he could still draw. Like there's like I don't know if it's a logo for Bancroft, but it's like a perfect hand drawn rendition of Bancroft that was on like the yearbooks and like everything Bancroft. I'll see if I can pull it up after this. But he drew that from hand.
Right.
Like it looks like a picture, but in black and white, and he drew it.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. I think she had.
She had a little toes.
Oh god. I think she did that when we were going there. Oh damn.
That's funny. My great uncle had web feet.
Yeah, I think she was doing that when I went there too, Lori.
But yeah, good old Bancroft.
Hey, Quasi, I finally got to take my AR out. I went out with Will and got to take the AR out, and I'm in love with it. I don't know if I told you I built one, or well, at least built the lower and added the upper. Sorry, but
You were supposed to bring that. Make sure you bring
they
that.
are. I did put the picture on the episode.
Just
I'll bring it in.
yeah, just bring it. That would be more visual.
Okay.
Just bring it. Shit, I haven't even seen it.
All right, I'll bring it next episode. No problem.
But yeah, old childhood crushes, teacher crushes,
Miss Page was not a teacher crush. She was just one of my
favorite teachers.
teachers of all time. Miss Kent was too, but that was a crush. For
No,
sure.
Miss Gear was my favorite teacher of all time.
I went back to visit Miss Kent. I forget how many years ago it was, and I said, "Miss Kent, do you remember me?" She was like, "No." I was like, "I took your accountant," and she told me she can't remember me. I don't know if she was being polite. She was like, "I'm about to retire. This is my last year."
I substitute taught when I was when I was 18. When I would come back. I was living in Altoona, but on my Christmas break and spring break, when we got out of school, I would come back here. to Delaware, and I would substitute teach because back then at 18 you could substitute teach. You know, it was not that much, like $8-9 an hour or whatever, but
Right.
it was a little bit of money for me over Christmas break. It was a little bit of money over the summer. I turned down because you get a call. Back then it was a call. They would call you, and they would just say, "Hey, so you can go to SHU, you can go to Kirk, you can go to Gallagher McVeigh, blah blah." Like they would call you and ask you where you want to. I turned down Glasgow as a substitute. I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
Because you went there, or
Not just because I went there, but
Sorry,
because
guys.
I was like 18, 19. Like I'm not that much removed from you
yeah.
guys. Like,
Yeah.
and I had bad experiences when I first started working at SHU. Like, girls used to get thrown out of class because back then you get thrown out of class, they put you in the hallway. So it would be girls get thrown out of class. They would stand in the hallway, like just to watch me in the other room. Like I would get like notes and they would do like art projects
what's going
for
on,
me
brother?
and shit like that. And I was like, "There's no way I'm going to a high school because if it's like this in middle school, it's gonna be worse. Like these girls are gonna get me locked the fuck up."
Right.
So, and I was comfortable at SHU because my dad worked there. While I was there, I went to SHU, so I knew all the teachers. I knew where everything was, so I was most comfortable at SHU. I'll tell you this though. So you didn't ask, but most people do.
All right.
What's the craziest thing that happened to you as a substitute, as a substitute teacher? So I worked at Kirk I took an assignment at Kirk. It was the Spanish teacher, and she was going to be out for a week. So this was a 5-day job. I knew I had a job. On day 3, you know, and I was a cool sub. Like, look, you guys can talk as soon as you get your work done. Don't be an asshole.
Don't disrupt the class.
Go crazy. Like, come on, man. We're all chilling. Just do your work. Make sure it's done. You can talk when you're done. You know, whatever will be cool. And back then, I used to love riddles.
Okay.
So when everybody got done their work, and anybody on my Facebook that had me as a sub back then, I used to do riddles. I would, as soon as you get done your work, I would put a riddle up on the board. That's just good. Like, it makes them think. There's no Google. Like now, you have a riddle. Everybody Googles it immediately, and you get the answer.
See, folks, stay tuned because I'm gonna do a riddle at the end now that he brought up riddles.
So,
At least 2 questions.
so I would do riddles because, you know, one of the other things I did in the summer, I would go down to Duke and I would work at Duke soccer camp, and that's all we did the whole summer is just riddles.
Did your brother get you hooked up with that?
Yes.
Okay.
He was there. He was a coach.
I
I was the dorm supervisor. And then my younger idiot brother, he started working down there and then got fired for this idiot jumped a ravine in the golf cart and broke the axle and got fired.
This is your favorite brother.
Yeah,
right?
this is my younger. the one I resemble the most,
Yeah.
or resembles me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They do look very similar.
So yeah, I would do riddles. So I was at Kirk. It was day 3, and it was this kid. And I'm not going to say the color of the kid because that doesn't necessarily matter. But so this kid is like, "Hey, yo, man, fuck you," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Right.
I was like, "What? Man, I'll fuck you up." Yo, man, go down to ISS, man. Just go. Go, man. I ain't going nowhere. Yo, man, I'm gonna tell you one more time. And for anybody that worked with me in the detention center, when I say I'm gonna tell you one more time, that means
That's it.
the next thing that's gonna happen is I'm gonna fuck you up.
Right.
And it was just automatic. I was like, yo, like kid in the detention center, yo, I'm gonna tell you one more time. Man, I ain't gonna take my watch off. And then in the detention center, every kid would go and just park because they knew I was coming. And it's not like I get off on that, but yo, nah, you ain't. That's not gonna happen.
Right.
So this kid's like, "Man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna tell you one more time, man. Go." And he got up. Was talking shit the whole way out the door. I'm like, okay. I don't have that big of an ego. Like, as long as you leaving while you talking shit, cool. You can say whatever you want, as long as you leaving.
Right.
Like 10 minutes later, like, I had told them down at ISS why I was sending them down there for the period. Like 10 minutes later, they brought this dude back, sat him down in the classroom, was like, yeah, man, you can't put him out for that. I was like, yo, he said he was gonna fuck me up. Fuck you on it? And I can't put him out? Okay.
That's crazy.
Sat this boy in his chair, he was in the back of the room. No bullshit, he was in the back of the room. As soon as the dude from ISS left, this dude started again. I'm like, yeah, see? Yeah, I'm gonna fuck your ass up. Soon, wait till class is over. Swear to God, I'm 18. And you know me as a calm, usually that stuff don't bother. 18 years old. I can still dunk and fly and all that stuff. I'm gonna fuck you up. He said it one more time. And all I saw was a stapler sitting right in front of me. So I grabbed a stapler as hard as I could, as fast as I could.
Right.
The stapler hit the wall and exploded, just broke everywhere. Like every piece of the stapler was gone. It looked like the shit disintegrated when it hit the wall. Yo, this motherfucker ran out the room so fast. Next thing I knew,
You got in trouble for it?
not in trouble, but the principal comes down and pulls me in the hallway. Laverne Terry, and I never liked this bitch. I knew her beforehand.
Right.
Never liked this bitch. Pulled me in the hallway. She was like, yeah, we don't do that type of stuff here. I said, oh, but you let kids say fuck you and that they're gonna fuck up the teachers? Look, I tell you what. You go ahead and watch these badass little motherfucking kids. I'm going back to SHU. Don't ever call me for this bullshit again. And walked out.
Right. Now,
That was
how
my
did
only
Southern
crazy-
work then? Did you go through, like, was it a company that actually... No,
You
it
work
was
for the
just-
school district.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
school
'cause now
district
it's-
office used to be on Main Street.
Okay.
It's like a UD building now, but the district office used to be on Main Street. And just
They actually have companies now.
yes,
My wife
it's
has done-
Kelly Services.
Yep. My wife has done substitute teaching.
I did that. I did Kelly Services.
So, I got 2 riddles for y'all. Okay, you don't answer. They're not hard riddles. It's more about you listening more than anything. Okay, so we'll start with the first one, and I think this one is going around now. When I first heard it, it wasn't. But
I hate doing riddles because everybody just Googled. Everyone cheats. That's what was so good
no
about.
googling.
That was so good about
No
the
googling.
doing it in the school with kids and doing it at the Duke soccer camp. People didn't have phones, cell phones,
And all
all
that
that shit.
stuff, yeah.
So nobody had to. You had to actually think.
Yeah. So, the first one goes like this. There was a cowboy that rode into town on a horse on a Friday.
No, I'm telling it wrong. Man comes into town on Friday.
No!
He leaves 3 days later on Friday. How? That's the riddle. Trust me. Man comes into town on Friday. Leaves town 3 days later on Friday. How? Gotta tell it right there. The words are important.
He done knocked my phone over and done stole my riddle. Alright, so the second riddle... Oh, you can answer if you're watching and you want to answer. You can answer in the comments. Second riddle was, there's a farmhouse shaped like this. There's a rooster in the middle. Right on the middle, on top of it. Lays an egg. Does it go to the left or to the right? Those are my 2 riddles. If you want to answer in the comments.
I'll give you one.
Oh, well.
I'll give you 2 good ones. All right. A man leaves home. He makes 3 lefts. Comes back home. How's it do it? Oh, sorry. Man leaves home, makes 3 lefts, and there's 2 men in masks waiting for him when he gets home. Who are the 2 men? See, words are important. You can draw it out if you want. Man leaves home, makes 3 lefts, comes back home, 2 men in masks waiting for him. Who are the 2 men? Lori got that one. That was the old one. That one's actually in the movie Little Big Man.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
They spend the whole movie trying to figure out that one.
All right.
Lori, this is a little perverted, but The other answer is the woman's name was. I'm just saying.
So anyway, right?
Man leaves home, makes three lefts, comes back home, and there's two men in masks waiting for him. Who are the two men?
I don't understand how this is prevalent to the rest of the question, but okay. There's two men in masks waiting for him. Say it one more time.
A man leaves home,
He leaves home.
makes three lefts, and there's two men in masks waiting for him. Who are the two men?
Oh, so he didn't come back home. He just made three lefts.
Three lefts and comes back home,
Okay.
and there's two men in masks waiting for him. Who are the two men?
I have no clue.
Draw it.
Draw it?
Mhm.
Draw two men in masks?
Leaves home, left, left, left.
The garbage man. No, hold on. Two men in masks. Oh, crap. I was so far away from even thinking about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The umpire and the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Please ask me the other one. You said you got another one.
All right, so
I need a chance to redeem myself.
There's a man locked in a room. There's no windows, there's no doors, there's no trap doors, there's no secret escape hatches, anything. Yeah, at least. No trap doors, nothing. The only thing in the room is a table and a mirror. A wooden table and a mirror. That's the only thing. How's the man get out? And yes, he gets out.
He's in a room.
No windows, doors, no trap doors, no secret doors.
You said there's no doors. He walks out of the...
No doors. The only thing in the room is wooden table.
So there's
and
no
a mirror.
hole in the wall or
Nope.
nothing. Okay.
Nope.
Wooden table and a mirror.
And a mirror.
How does he leave? Through the mirror. But you said there's no trap doors or nothing behind the mirror or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. This is an unfair riddle because it's weird, but it's unfair.
He's having a dream.
Mm-mm.
I have no idea. Hold on, no.
The dude does get out of the room.
You said when he does get out the room?
No, there's no doors, no trap doors, no windows, no nothing. He does get out of the room, but how's he get out of the room if there's only a mirror and a table?
I'm gonna hate myself when I get the answer. I don't know, bro. Oh, God.
He looks in the mirror, takes what he saw, saws the table in half, puts the two halves together, makes a hole. That one is one of those all summer riddles that dude had to just give us the answer at the end because you couldn't get it. Like, you look in the mirror, take what he saw this, takes what he saws the table in two halves, put the two halves together, and make a hole. Yeah.
I'm not even going to count that one.
That's the best riddle. You can't answer it. There's no way you can get it.
Right.
You have to Google that. There's no way you would put it together. But it's cool that if you hear it and get the answer, then you can go give it to other people and they'll be like, what the fuck?
You know, the funny thing, a lot of riddles, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of riddles are really just listen to the words.
Yeah.
More so than
So there's one now. There's one now. Sarah has 7 snakes and is sitting in a
I've seen it.
something.
Yeah.
How many S's are in this sentence?
Yeah.
You know the answer?
I do not, because I didn't. You know, there's so many of those going around on Facebook that I actually
It's
just
simple.
stopped.
How many answers are in sentence? One. There's only one S in sentence. In the sentence, in the whole thing, cool. But there's only one S in sentence.
Yeah. So here's a real simple one. Boo. Here's a real simple one. So there's a plane that goes from
See, Lori got it.
One. Okay. There's a plane that goes from Delaware to California. Okay. It crashes in Mississippi. Where do they bury the survivors? No, don't. No, I didn't mean for you to answer it. It was for the people. I knew you would get the answer. That's fine. If you didn't hear
Dude,
that,
I just told you, I spent like 4 summers doing nothing but riddles.
Riddles,
So most of
yeah.
the riddles I do know the answer.
you've heard them. Yeah, I heard them or know the answer.
Mm-hmm. Like there's one about a midget.
Oh, I got a good one.
A midget hanging himself.
Never heard it. You want to go first, or you
No,
want
go
me
ahead.
to? Okay. So there's a doctor. He's a
The mother.
No. There's a doctor, and he's what do you call the doctor that looks at bodies after people die? What do you call him? The medical examiner.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 bodies come in. The medical examiner takes one look at both of the bodies. It's a man and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
He says that's Adam and Eve. How does he know? Oh, clap for me! I'll give you some time.
It's a man and a woman.
This might work real good against you because of something, but I'll tell you.
It's
after.
religion. It's God.
Yeah, and I know you're not really, but yeah.
Right, but that's how he knows it's Adam and Eve.
Because it's God. No, that's not the answer. Good try. I stumped him. I stumped the brain.
How does he know?
Larry, you can answer, but don't answer until after he's done.
So here's the way we do riddles. You ask
Okay.
questions. Do they have toe tags on?
No. There's no identification whatsoever. He just looks at their body and said, that's Adam and Eve.
Is there a snake?
No.
Is there an apple?
No.
Are they naked?
Yes.
It would take too long for me to sit
Proud
here
of
and keep.
myself.
It would take too long for me to sit here and ask too many.
What's the
clarifying
one
questions.
thing, or do you want me to tell you, or are you going? Keep going.
No, go ahead.
What's the one thing that Adam and Eve wouldn't have done that everybody else has done?
Have sex.
No, we've been born, right?
I don't know.
We
shit
weren't
about
created.
Adam
We
and
were
Eve, so
born, right?
I don't know.
Belly buttons.
Yeah,
They don't have any.
don't have belly buttons, God. See, I don't know anything about religion, so
Yeah, well, that's what I was
it's kind
saying.
of an unfair
Yeah.
riddle for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
That's
Eve
why
did-
I said this might work against you because of something.
I didn't know they didn't have belly buttons. Shit.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't if you think about it. You know, scientifically, they wouldn't have belly buttons. But they could have been
I
created.
don't know the story
So-
of Adam and Eve.
Right. Oh, you don't know that?
No, I don't know. All I know is there's
They were
an
the first. You
apple.
know that, right? So they weren't born like natural
I
child.
just know apple, snake, and that's about it.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Gotcha.
Apple, Adam and Eve.
Yo,
And I also know
Jack, what's going on, man?
I know that it's an adult store here in Delaware.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Getting. Yeah.
Girl, go get on your call. Stop hating.
Boo, take your call. Boo you. Anyway, on that note, I think
Yeah, we're done, man. We had fun, man. This was cool. Next week,
Tune in next week.
tune
We wanna
in
see
next
that
week.
ring
It
challenge.
is going to be a fun podcast. We're
Same
gonna
time,
do,
same day.
Yeah, we're going to do same
Monday
time,
at
same
5.
day. I don't know if we can create an event for it.
You might be able to. If we can, we will. So look out for that.
Yeah, we'll try to create an event for next week, our podcast.
Hot wing roulette.
We're going to do Hot Ones Roulette. So we're going to take Hot Ones and kick it up a notch, to use Emerald's catchphrase. And yeah, we are going to have a blast.
And the great thing about it, if we get the hottest sauce first, it's going to make the rest of the challenge really suck.
If you get the bomb,
Are we doing Reaper Mash too in this?
yeah.
Ooh, buddy.
So we're gonna have a list, and the hot sauces are gonna be on numbered 1 through 12. Whatever you roll, that's what one you're gonna have to pick.
Well, but okay. So the only problem with that though is
It'll go clockwise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be 1, 2, 3. You'll know clockwise.
Yeah, but I'm saying we can't if we rolling with 2 dice to get up to 12 or 11 or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 if you're rolling with 2 dice? You see what? Oh well, yeah. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm thinking everything is gonna be the higher number. I got you. Sorry, I had a brain fart.
Yeah, so
I ain't even gonna edit that out. I had a brain fart. I'll leave it in there.
yeah, so next week is gonna be a blast. We're gonna do Hot Ones, kicked up Hot Ones roulette. We'll have the sauces out here so you guys can see all the sauces we use.
Lord,
I might not even cook them, to be honest. I might just buy plain wings from Wing to Go, and that way we say that. We'll see. I mean, I usually just air fry them, but we just want plain wings. We're gonna do all the sauces. We'll have all the sauces.
Are we pouring sauce on or we're baking it?
Pouring sauce.
Okay.
Pouring it on.
Okay.
That way, your whole bite is just sauce.
Oh, okay. All right. We're doing
No, we
one bite or
should
we're
do.
doing the whole wing?
Whole wing, man. Whole wing. Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Whole wing. Yeah, so that should
Time
be
to get some padded toilet seat covers.
padded toilet seats, baby wipes, Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, because I don't even know if you told everybody that Reaper Mash fucked you up the next day.
Yeah, it really did.
It fucked me up too. I was not exempt from that. My shit was bubbling all day.
I was fine until I woke up the next day. When I woke up the next day, it just hit me all of a sudden, man, and it was hot on both ends.
That Reaper Mash was nothing nice, boy. I might see if I can order another hot sauce in between them.
That'd be dope.
Let me see. I got a bunch.
But
I got
does
this.
it have to be a hot?
I got a Caribbean curry one that is
That we haven't tried?
that we have not tried. It's not the bomb. It's not anything like that. But
Yeah.
it'll hit you,
Add it in.
and it's good. It's
Yeah.
a greenish one.
And we're going to do it. If it takes 3 episodes to do it, we're going to do them all, man. That's us giving something to you guys. You know, I know a lot of people find that wing challenge.
The eating with videos are really cool.
You know, so hopefully you enjoy that. So tune in next week, Monday 5, to the lady that booed us. Monday at 5. Lisa. Monday at 5.
She booed the riddle.
I know. I'm just teasing it. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, we'll do that, and I like doing the food stuff. I almost want to do something like where maybe the week after we get a double Impossible Whopper and then a double regular Whopper, and sit there and
Let's see if we can tell the difference. I definitely
not tell the difference, but just like kind of review it and what's your thoughts on. Because that's a big thing now. Almost every place is starting to have Impossible meat.
Denny's has a I forget what they call it though, and
Burger King has an Impossible sausage one.
but I gotta say the Impossible Whopper is, you know, and I got a buddy who works at Denny's, but the Impossible Whopper is way better than the Denny's Impossible Burger.
Yeah, so I mean they have a bunch of them all over. So I would.
I personally think the toppings actually makes the base burger taste better. You know what I mean?
Well, so here's the thing: the toppings are what makes the burger bad to begin with. It's not even the meat.
Yeah.
The Whopper versus the Impossible Whopper is the same. It's bad because of it's covered in a sesame seed bun and cheese and all that. That's what makes the shit bad for you.
Oh, bad? No, I didn't mean.
No, I'm saying that's like there's a misconception that this Impossible meat is better for you, and it's not. It's the stuff that accompanies the, you know, when you get an Impossible Whopper, you're getting fries, and the fries are the worst thing for you.
Yeah.
So people, it's kind of ironic and a little bit counterproductive to get the Impossible Whopper meal and then have fries, a soda, and get cheese in the bun on it.
Right.
Like
I
it's
guess if you're
counterproductive. That's
a
all
vegetarian-
that shit is what's bad for you.
Yeah, you're right. But I guess
If
if
it's-
you're a vegetarian,
Yes, if you're eating it because like animal rights
You don't wanna
type of
eat
thing,
animals.
and you don't want to eat flesh, that's a completely different story. But it's a complete misconception that this fake meat is healthier for you. It's
Right.
not at all. It's completely dependent on what you're accompanying it with and what you're topping it with.
There's nothing wrong with just pure protein.
No,
That's the
protein
thing.
and
There's
fat.
nothing protein. They say the best, from what I understand, and I might be wrong, but from what I understand, a leafy green vegetable and protein
Yes.
is the best two things you can eat.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
and fruit for a snack if you feel, because everybody wants a snack every now and again. You know?
The Mediterranean diet is literally probably the best diet you can ever be on. And if you eat like Mediterranean type stuff, which is a lot of seafood, nuts, vegetables, that's one of the best diets. And there's a Mediterranean keto, there's Mediterranean just all in itself. And they found that those people that eat the Mediterranean live the longest. So if you really want to live long, eat Mediterranean. And that means eating meat, lamb, seafood, all that type of stuff. So
Lamb's good.
I love lamb. Lamb's one of my favorite. When I make shepherd's pie, I always use lamb. I was just talking to somebody today. One of my favorite meals. One of my favorite meals is is lamb shepherd's pie. One of my favorite. Aren't you supposed to be on a call? Like, lamb shepherd's pie is my favorite. One of my favorite foods. I am half Scottish, and yeah, I love shepherd's pie. So lamb, mashed potatoes, cheese. Traditionally, you would have like carrots and peas in there, maybe some green beans, but I love shepherd's pie, especially with lamb in it. All right, we have to go now. My life has spiraled out of control, so I'm done here.
All right, folks.
Multi.